Chapter 4 Geography. India is an agriculturally important country. Two-thirds of its population is engaging in the cultural activities. Agriculture is a primary activity which produce most of the food that we consume. Beside food grains, it also produce raw material for various industries. Can you name some industries based on the agriculture raw material? Moreover, some agriculture product like tea, coffee, spices, etc. are also exported. Types of farming. Agriculture is an age-old economic activity in our country. Over these years, cultivation methods have changed significantly depending upon the characteristic of the physical, environmental, technological know-how, and socio-cultural practices. Farming varies from subsistences to commercial type at present in different part of India. The following farming system are practiced. Primitive subsistence farming. This type of farming is still practiced in few pockets of India. Primitive subsistence agriculture is practiced on a small patches of the land with the help of primitive tools like hoe, dhow, and digging stick and a family community labor. This type of farming depend upon the monsoon, natural fertility of the soil, and the suitability of other environmental condition to the crop grown. It is a slash and one agriculture. Farming clear up patches of land and produce cereals and other goods, other food crops to sustain their family. When the soil fertility decrease, the farming shift and clear a fresh patch of land for cultivation. This type of shifting allows nature to replace the fertility of the soil through the natural processes. Land productivity in this type of agriculture is low, as the farmers does not use fertilizers or other modern inputs. It is a known by different names is in different part of country. Can you name some important type of farming in Jhuma, a northeastern state like Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram, and Nagaland, Pamau in Manipur, Deepa, Western district of the Chhattisgarh, and Andaman Nicobar is land zooming. The slash and burn agriculture is known as Mirpa in Mexico and Central America, Concua in Venezuela, Roca in Brazil, Masula in Central Asia, Ladong in Indonesia, Ray in Vietnam. In India, primitive form of cultivation called Biwar or Daiya. In Madhya Pradesh, Padu and Panda in Andhra Pradesh, Pamadabi or Kumon or Bringa in Odisha, Kumari in Western Ghat, Balire or Valtre in southeastern Rajasthan, Khel in the Himalayan belt, Kurua in Jharkhand, and Juming in the northeastern region. Rinja lived in the Rinja lived with her family in a small village at the outskirts of Dipua in Assam. She enjoyed watching her family member clearing, slashing, and burning a patch land for the cultivation. She often helped them in irrigation the field, the water running through a bamboo canal from the nearby spring. She loves the surrounding and want to stay here as long she can. But this little girl has no idea about the declining fertility of the soil and her family is searching for the fresh patches of land in the next season. Can you name the type of farming Rinja's family is engaging in? Can you enlist some crops which are grown in some such farming? Intensive substances farming. This type of farming is practiced in the area of high population pressure on the land. It is a labor intensive farming where high doses of biochemical input and irrigation are used for the obtaining higher production. Can you name some of the state where such farming is practiced through the right of the inheritance, leading to the division of the land among the successive generation, has entered landholding size uneconomical. The farmers continue to take maximum output from the limited land in the absence of alternative source of livelihood. Thus, there is a enormous pressure on the agricultural land. Commercial farming. The main characteristic of this type of farming is the high use of high doses of modern input. Example: high yield variety seeds, chemical fertilizer, insecticides, and pesticides in order to obtain higher productivity. The degree of the commercialization of agriculture varies from one region to another. For example, rice is the commercial crop in the Haryana and Punjab, but in Odisha, it is a subsistence crop. Can you give some more example of crop which may be commercial in one region and may provide subsistence in another region? Plantation is also a type of commercial farming. In this type of farming, a single crop is grown on a large area. The plantation has an interference of the agriculture and industries planting over covering a tract of land using capital intensive input with the help of the migrant labor. All the produce is used as raw material in respect industries in India. Tea, coffee, rubber, sugarcane, banana, etc. are important plantations. Crop tea is on Assam and North Bengal. Coffee in Karnataka are the some of the important plantation crop grow in these states. Since the production of is mainly for the market, a well developed network of transportation and communication connecting the plantation areas, processes, industries, and market play an important role in the development of the plantation. Crop patterns. You have studied the physical diversity and the plurality of the culture in India. These are also reflected in agriculture practices and cropping pattern in the country. Various types of food and fibers, crop, vegetable, and fruit, spices, and condiments etc. Constitute some of the important crop grown in the country. India has the three cropping season: Rabi, Kharif, and Zaid. Rabi crop are sown in the winter, October to December, and harvested in summer from the April to June. Some of the important rabi are the wheat, barley, peas, grams, and mustard. Though these crops are grown in the large part of the India state from north and north western parts such as Punjab, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Jammu Kashmir, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh are the most important for the production of the wheat and the other rabi crop available in the precipitated during the winter due to the western temperature cyclone help in the success of these crop. However, the success of the green revolution in Punjab, Haryana, Western Uttar Pradesh, and part of Rajasthan, and has also been an important factor in the growth of the above mentioned rabi crop. Kharif crop are grown with the onset of the monsoon in different part of the country, and these are harvested in September, October. Important crop are grown this season are the paddy, maize, jowar, bajra, tur, arhar, moong, urad, cotton, jute, groundnut, and soya bean. Some of the most important rice growing region are Assam and West Bengal. Coastal regions of Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and Maharashtra, particularly the Konkan coast along the Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. Recently, paddy has also become an important crop of Punjab and Haryana and in state like Assam, West Bengal, and Odisha. Three crops of paddy are grown in a year. These are Aus, Aman, and Boro. In between the Rabi and the Kharif season, there is a short season during the summer month known as jet season. Some of the crop produced during the jet are watermelon, muskmelon, cucumber. Of the canal irrigation and the tube well have made it possible to grow rice in an area of less rainfall such as Punjab, Haryana, and Western Uttar Pradesh and part of Rajasthan wheat. This is the second most important central crop. It is the main food crop in the north and the northeastern part of the country. This rabi crop require a cool growing season and the bright sunlight at the time of the ripening. It require 50 to 75 centimeter annual rainfall evenly distributed over a growing season. Over the growing season, there are two important wheat growing zones in the country: the Ganga Satluj plains in the northern western and the black soil region of the Deccan. The major wheat producing state are Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Rajasthan, and the part of Madhya Pradesh. Millet, jowar, bajra, and ragi are the important millet grown in India. Through these known as a coarse grain, they are highly nutrition value. For example, ragi is a very rich in iron, calcium, other micronutrient, and roughages. Jowar is the third most important food crop with respect to area and production. It is a rain fed crop mostly grown in the most region which hardly need irrigation. Major jowar producing state were Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, and the Madhya Pradesh. In 2011 to 2012, bajra grew well in sandy soil and the shallow black soil. Major bajra producing state were Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Gujarat, and Haryana. In 2011 to 2012, ragi is a crop of dry region and grow well on red, black, sandy, loamy, and shallow black soil. Major ragi producing states are Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, Jharkhand, and Arunachal Pradesh. Maize, it is a crop which is used as a food and fodder. It is a kharif crop which require temperature between 21 degrees centigrade to 27 degrees centigrade and grow well in a old alluvial soil. In some state like Bihar, maize is grown in the Rabi season. Also, use of modern inputs such as HY seeds, fertilizers, and irrigation have contributed to the increasingly production of maize. Major maize producing states are Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Andhra Pradesh, and Madhya Pradesh. Pulses, India is the largest producer as well as a consumer of pulses in the world. These are the major sources of protein in the vegetarian diet. Major pulses that are grown in India are the tur, arar, urad, moong, masoor, peas, and grams. Can you distinguish which of the pulses are grown in the Kharif season and which are the grown in Rabi season? Pulses need light, moisture, and survive even dry conditions. Leguminous crops, all these crops except another Arhar help in restoring soil fertility by fixing nitrogen from the air. Therefore, these are mostly grown in a rotation with other crop. Major pulses producing state in India are the Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, and Karnataka. Food crop other food crops other than grains. Sugarcane is a typical tropical as well as subtropical crop. It grow well in hot and humid climate with a temperature of 26 degrees centigrade to 27 degrees centigrade and annual rainfall between 27 to 75 centimeter and 100 centimeter. Irrigation is required in the region of low rainfall. It can be grown on the variety of soil and need manual labor from the sowing to harvesting. India is the second largest producer of sugarcane only. Africa after Brazil, it is a main source of sugar, gold, jaggery, khandasari, and the molasses. The major sugarcane producing state are Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Punjab, Haryana. While seeds in 2008, India is the second largest producer of the groundnut in the world after China. In rape seeds production, India was the third producer in the world after Canada and China in 2008. After sorry, different oil seeds are grown, covering approximately 12% of the total crop area of the country. Main oil seed produced in India are groundnut, mustard, coconut, sesame, till, soybean, custard seed, cotton seed, linseed, and sunflower. Most of these are edible and used as cooking medium. However, some of these are used as raw material in the production of soap, cosmetic, and ornaments. Groundnut is the kharif crop and account of for the half of the major oilseed production in the country. Gujarat was the largest producer of the groundnut, followed by Andhra Pradesh and the Tamil Nadu in 2011 to 2012. Linseed and mustard are Rabi crops. Sesamum is a Kharif crop in the north and Rabi crop in the south. India castor seed is a grown both as Rabi and Kharif. Tea cultivation is an example of plantation agriculture. It is also an important beverage crop introduced in India initially by the British. Today, most of the tea plantation are owned by the Indians. The tea plant grow well in the tropical and subtropical climate, endowed with a deep and fertile, well-drained soil rich in the humus and organic matter. Tea bushes require warm and most frost-free climate. All through the season, the frequently sows evenly distributed over the year ensure continuous growth of the tender leaves. And tea is a labor-intensive industry. It requires abundant, cheap, and skilled labor. Tea is a procedure within the tea garden to restore its freshening. Major tea producing state are the Assam Hills of Darjeeling and Jalpaiguri district, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, and Kerala. Apart from these, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Meghalaya, Andhra Pradesh, and the Tripura are also tea producing state in country. In 2008, India was the third largest producer of the tea after the China and Turkey. Coffee in India, 2008, India produced 3.2% of the world coffee production in India. Sorry, Indian coffee is known as a world for its good quality. The Arabica variety, initially it brought from Yemen, is the producer in the country, and this variety is in demand all over the country, all over the world. Initially, its cultivation was introduced on the Baba Budan Hills, and even today, its cultivation is confined to the Nilgiri in Karnataka, Kerala, and Tamil Nadu. Horticulture crops. In 2008, India was the second largest producer of fruit vegetable in the world after China. India is the producer of tropical as well as temperate forest fruit mangoes of Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, and West Bengal, or oranges of Nagpur and Cherrapunji, Meghalaya, Banaras of Kerala, Banaras, bananas of Kerala, Mizoram, Maharashtra, and Tamil Nadu, lychees and guava of Uttar Pradesh, and Bihar, pineapple of Meghalaya, grapes of the Andhra Pradesh, and Maharashtra, apple, pear, apricot, and walnut of Jammu and Kashmir, and Himachal Pradesh are in great demand of world over. India's producer about 30% of the world vegetable. It is an important producer of pea, cauliflower, onion, cabbages, tomato, brinjals, and potato. Non-food crop. Rubber, it is an equatorial crop, but under special condition, it is also grown in tropical and subtropical area. It requires moist and humid climate with rainfall of more than 200 centimeter and temperature above 25 degrees centigrade. Rubber is an important industry raw material. It is mainly grown in Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, and Andaman and Nicobar Island and Garo Hills of Meghalaya. In 2010-11, India ranked fourth among the world natural rubber producer. Fibers crop, which cotton, jute, hemp, and natural skill are the four major fiber crop grown in India. The first three are the derived from the crop grown in the soil, the later in obtained from the cocoon of the silkworm fed on the green leaves. Especially in the silkworm fed on the green leaves, especially mulberry, rearing of silkworm of the worm for the production of silk fiber is known as sericulture. Cotton is India is believed to be the original home of the cotton plant. Cotton is one of the main raw material for the cotton textile industry. In 2008, was the second producer of the cotton after China. Cotton grows well in the drier part of the black cotton soil of the Deccan Plateau. It requires high temperature, light rainfall of or irrigation. 210 frost free days and bright sunshine for its growth. It is a coffee crop and required 6 to 8 months to mature. Major cotton producing state are Maharashtra, Gujarat, and Madhya Pradesh. Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Punjab, Haryana, and Uttar Pradesh. Jute is known as a golden fiber. Jute grow well on the well-drained fertile soil in the flood plains where soil are renewed every year. High temperature is required during the time of the growth. West Bengal, Bihar, Assam, Odisha, and Meghalaya are the major jute producing state. It is used making guni bags and mud and ropes, yarn, carpet, and other artifact. Due to its high cost, it is a losing market to synthetic and the packing material, partially the nylon technology and institute reform. It was mentioned in the previous pages that agriculture has been practiced in India for the thousands of years. Sustained usage of land without compatible techno uh, techno institutional changes have hindered the pace of agriculture and development. In spite of development of sources of irrigation, most of the farmers in large part of the country is still dependent upon the monsoon and naturally fertilize in order to carry on agriculture for a growing population. This poses a serious challenges. Agriculture, which provide livelihood for the more than 60% of its population, needs some serious technical institution reforms. Thus collectivization, consolidation of holding corporation, and abolition of zamindari etc were given priority to bring about institutional reforms in country after independence. Land reform was the main focus of our first 5 year plans. The right of inheritance has already lead to the fragmentation of the land holding necessitating consolidating of holding. The law of the land reform were enacted, but the law of implementation were lacking of lukewarm. The government of the India embarked upon introduce agricultural reform, improve Indian agriculture in the 1960s and 1970s. technologies. The green revolution based on the use of packaging technology, some of the strategies initiated to improve the lot of Indian agriculture, but this too led to the concentration of the development in few selection area. Therefore, it in the 1980s and 1990s, a comprehensive land development program was initiated, which include both institutional and technical reforms, revision of crop insurance against drought, flood, cyclones, fire, and disease, establishment of the Grameen Bank cooperative societies and bank for providing local loans facilities to the farmer at lower rates of interest were some important step in the direction. Kisan Credit Card (KCC) area. Accidental insurance schemes (PAIS) are the some other schemes introduced by the government of India for the benefits of the farmers. Moreover, a special weather bulletin and the agricultural programs for the farmers were introduced on the radio and television. The government also announces minimum support prices, remunerative and procurement prices for the important crop to check exploitation of the farmers by spectacular and the middlemen. Bhudan or Gramdan. Mahatma Gandhi declared declared Binoba Bhave as a spiritual higher. He also participated in Satyagraha as one of the foremost Satyagrahis. He was the one of the volunteers of the Gandhi's concept of Gram Swarajya. After Gandhi's Martyrdom, Binoba Bhave undertook Padyatra to spread Gandhiji's message covering almost the entire country. Once, when he was delivering a lecture at Pochampalli in Andhra Pradesh, some poor landless villagers demand some land for their economic well-being. Binoba Bhave could not promise it to them immediately, but assured them to talk to government of India regarding provision of land for them if they undertook cooperative farming. Suddenly, Sri Ramachandra Reddy suited up on after 18 acres of the land to be distributed among 18 landless villages. This act was known as Bhutan. Later, he traveled and introduced his idea widely over India. Some zamindar owners of the many villages offered to distribute some villages among the landless. It was known as Gramdan. However, many landowners choose to provide some part of their land to contribution of agriculture to the national economy, employment and output. Agriculture has been a backbone of the Indian economy through its share in gross domestic product. GDP has registered a decline trend from the 1951 onward. In 2010 to 2011, about 52% of the total workforce was employed by the farm sector, which makes more than half of the Indian population depend on the agriculture for the substance. The declining share of agriculture in the GDP is a matter of the serious concern because any decline and stagnation in agriculture which lead to the decline in the other sphere of the economy. Having wider implementation of the society, considering the importance of agriculture in India, the government of India made concerted effort to modernize agriculture. Establishment of Indian Council of Agriculture Research (ICAR), agriculture universities, veterinary services and animal breeding centers, horticulture development researches and development in the field of meteorology and the weather forecast etc. were given the priority for the improving Indian agriculture. Apart from this, improving the rural infrastructure was also considered essential for the same. Table 4.1 is it is clear that through the GDP rate is increasing over the years, it is not generally sufficient employment opportunities in the country. The growth rate in agriculture is declaring which is an alarming situation today. India farming are facing a big challenge from the international competition. On our government is going ahead with reduce in the public investment in agriculture sector, particularly in irrigation power, rural in the rural roads, markets, and the mechanism subsidy on the fertilizer is a decrease leading to increase in the cost of production. However, reduction in the import duty on the agriculture product proved detrimental to agriculture in the country. Farmers are withdrawing their investment from agriculture, causing a downfall in the employment in agriculture. When farmer has been facing so many problems and under land under agriculture is decreasing, can we think of alternative employment opportunity in the agriculture sector? Food security. You can know that the basic need of every citizen of the country should have access to food which are produced and provide minimum nutritional level. If any segment of our population does not have this access, this segment suffer from the lack of food security. The number of people who do not have a food security is the disproportionately large in some region of the of our country, particularly in economically less developed state with a higher incidence of the poverty. The remote area of the country are the more prone to the natural disaster and uncertain food supply. In order to ensure availability of food to all sections of society, our government carefully designed a national food security system. It consists of two components: a buffer stock and public distribution system, PDS. As you know, PDS is a program which provide food, grain, and other essential commodity at a subsidized price in a rural and urban areas. India's food security policy has a primary objective to ensure availability of food grain to the common people at an affordable price. It has enable the poor to have access food. The focus of the policy is on the growth in the agriculture production and on fixing the support price for the procurement of the wheat and rice to maintain their stocks. Food Cooperative 2 of India (FCI) is responsible for the procuring and stocking food grain, whereas the distribution is ensured by the public distribution system, PDS. The FCI procedures food grain from the farmer at the government announced minimum support price (MSP). The government used to provide subsidies on the agricultural input such as the fertilizer, power, and the water. These subsidies have now reached an unsustainable level and have also lead to the large input excess and imprudent use of the imprudent use of fertilizer and use water had led to waterlogging, salinity, and depletion of essential micronutrients in the soil. The high MSP subsidies in the input and commodity FCI purchases have distorted the cropping pattern. um, Wheat and paddy crop are being grown more for the MSP they get. Punjab and Haryana are the serious imbalance in the intercrop parties. You already know that the consumer are the BPL are the other poverty above poverty line APL, with the issue pricing being different for each other category. In number of deserving poor have been excluded from the BPL category. Moreover, some of the so-called APL slip back to BPL because of the failure of even one crop, and it's administratively difficult to accommodate such shift. Each district and block can be made self-sufficient in food grain production if government provide proper agriculture infrastructure, credit linkages, and also encouragement the use of latent techniques instead of concentrating only on rice or wheat. The food crop with a better growth potential in that particular area must be ensured. Encourage the creation of necessary infrastructure like irrigation facilities, ability of electricity, etc. May also attracted private investment in agriculture. The focus on increasing food grain production, which should be on the sustainable basis, and also free trade in the grain, which create massive employment and reduce poverty in rural areas. There has been a gradual shift from the cultivation of the food crop to cultivate of fruit, vegetable, oil seed, and industrial crops. This has lead to reduction in net sowing area under cereal and pulse. With the growing population of India, the decline food production put a big question mark over the country future food security. The competition for the large between non agriculture uses such as housing etc. And agriculture has resulted in the reduction in the net shown area. The productivity of the land has started showing in a decline trends. Fertilizers, pesticide, and insecticides, which once showed a dramatic result, now are now being held responsible for the degrading the soil, particularly scarcity of water has led to reduction in area under the irrigation. Insufficient water management has led to the water logging and salinity. One important reason is land degradation. Free power to the section of farmer has encouraged them to pump groundwater to grow water-intensive crop in a low rainfall areas rich in Punjab sugarcane. In Maharashtra, the unsustainable pumping has reduced water storage in aquifer. Consequently, many wells and tube wells have run dry. This has pushed the marginal and the small farmer out of the cultivation. The big farmers with deeper tube well still have water, but many other face a water crisis. Inadequate storage and marketing facilities also act as a disincentive to the farmers. Thus, the farmer are badly affected by the uncertainties of production and market. They suffer from the double disadvantage as they pay high prices for the input such as HY seeds, fertilizer, etc., but lacking bargaining power to fix prices in their favors. All the production reaches the market simultaneously. The higher the supply, the lower is demand. This causes distress sale also. Therefore, there can be no food security without the security of small farmers. Impact of globalization on agriculture. Globalization is not a new phenomenon. It was there. At the time of colonization in the 19th century, when the European traders came to India, at the time two Indian species spices were exported to different countries of the world, and farmer of the South India were encouraged to grow these crops. So till today, it is one of the most item to export from India. During the British period, cotton belt of India attract the British, and ultimately cotton was exported to Britain as a raw material for their textile industry. Cotton textile industry in the Manchester and Liverpool flourished due to the availability of good quality of cotton. India, you have read about the Champaran movement, which started in 1917 in Bihar. This was started because the farmer of that region were forced to grow indigo on the land because it necessary for the textile industry, which were located in the Britain. They were unable to grow food grain to sustain their families under the globalization, particularly after 1990s. The farmers in India have been exported to new challenges despite being an important producer of rice, cotton, rubber, tea, cotton, jute, and spices. Our agricultural products are not able to compete with the development countries because of high subsidies. Agriculture in those countries today, Indian agriculture find itself at crossroad. To make agriculture successful and profitable. Proper thrust should be given to the improvement of the condition of the marginal and the small farmer. The green revolution promised much, but today it under controversies. It is being alleged that it has caused land degradation due to the overuse of the chemical drying aquifers and vanishing biodiversity. The keyword today is a gene revolution, which includes genetic engineering. In fact, organic farming is much in a vogue today because it is a practice without factory-made chemicals such as fertilizer and pesticide. Hence, it does not affect environment in a negative manner. A few economists think that India farmer have a bleak future and if they continue growing food grains on the holding that grow smaller and smaller as the population rises. India's rural population is about 600 million, which depend upon 250 million approximately hectare of agricultural land. An average of less than half a hectare per person. Indian farmers should diversify their cropping pattern from cereal to high value crops. This will increase income and reduce environmental degradation simultaneously because fruit, medicine, herbs, flower, vegetable, biodiesel crop Jatropha and Jojaba need much less irrigation than rich or sugarcane. Rice and sugarcane in India diverse climate can be hastened to grow a wide range of high valued crop. Changes in cropping pattern, for example, for cereal is a too high crop value will mean that India will have import food during 1960s. This would have been seen as a disaster, but if India's import cereal while exporting high value commodities, it will be following successful economies like Italy, Israel, and Chile. These countries export farms, production, fruit, olives, specialty seed, and wine. And import cereal are be ready to take the risk debate soon. And our chapter is now complete. I hope so, and you understand about this chapter.